today we're talking about 5 awesome apps for your next road trip that I'd never leave home without. Road tripping in the 2020s is a whole different adventure from even 10 years ago, right? So while I'd never road trip without paper maps, it's undeniable that our phones can offer practical help and answers and advice in so many circumstances. But I think it can be a slippery slope because the goal for me on a solo road trip is to seek freedom and wonder. That means slowing down my pace, doing what I want, and then spending a lot of time looking out and seeing every inch of all that our amazing country has to offer. I don't have my head in my phone, and I don't have it on social media, and that means I turn it off a lot of the time. But I can't imagine doing what I do without a smartphone. I'm confident that with the technology of all the apps on my phone, my solo road tripping adventures wouldn't be fulfilling, and I definitely wouldn't feel as confident. Not to mention the amount of frustration that they save. So it's a little bit of both. Today, I'm going to share 5 apps that I would never road trip without. So hey, I'm Bing from WonderBing Travel, and I've been solo road tripping for a long time. I live in central Pennsylvania with my golden retriever, Lexi, and we've road tripped over 50,000 miles and through 46 states to date. I have more reasons than you have time to tell you how journeys by yourself can change your life in countless ways. I know this because it's my story and it's what happened to me. There's a lot to learn about embarking on a solo road trip though, but I bet you'd love my free guide called Going Solo. It dives into the hows and whys of solo road tripping and knowing that taking a journey on your own is unlike any other trip or vacation that you'll ever take. It's an adventure that is unique to you. I help you create and design your own solo road trip so it is one of a kind. So grab the free guide below. It's really the best way to begin. And now to the apps. Okay, so sorry, time out before we start. You're going to think this is a little weird, but none of the apps that I'm going to talk about today have anything to do with navigation. So that can be another video, and for now, just know you can use Apple Maps, Google Maps, Waze. There's so many out there. I use them all, really, to some extent. But today I'm going to focus on some apps you may or may not have heard of. So let's dive in. Okay, the first app is Gas Buddy. Since road tripping usually means being in new and unfamiliar places, making wise gas station choices is a lot easier if you have an app like Gas Buddy. I travel plenty of back roads and often gas stations aren't as frequent, so it's nice to be able to see where I'm going to stop or find a place to stop. So Gas Buddy uses my location, and then it will find gas in the area that I am in, and it includes a map showing prices of each of the gas stations. So you can choose by price if you want to, or you can choose by location. It also will tell you what octane level of gas that they have, which may not feel like a big deal, but here's a fun fact. Did you know that in states like Colorado, Wyoming, Montana, and Utah, all at higher elevations, they have regular gas that is actually sold as 85 octane gas instead of 87, which is what I'm used to on the East Coast. It's super confusing if you're an East Coaster and you don't know this. I found lots of stations out west that don't even carry 87 gas, and I had to ask some questions so I would know what to put in my gas tank. On Gas Buddy, you can create an account if you want to, and even get a Gas Buddy card that can save you up to 25 cents per gallon. It's a free card. It links to your checking account. It's not a credit card. And when you pay for gas at that location that you choose in the app, then it will offer you cents off per gallon. Once I choose my station, based on price and proximity, I just click on directions, and then it switches automatically over to Apple Maps, and then off I go. I can also click on the location and see what amenities they have, like bathrooms, an air pump, convenience stores, and importantly, their customer rating and hours. Super important to find out when they're open if you're in kind of an odd place at an odd time. The app is free, and it's a definite need when you're road tripping. So Gas Buddy, number 1. Number 2 is HipCamp, and I've talked about HipCamp in this video as well. HipCamp is an amazing website and app for locating unique places to stay. It's sort of like Airbnb, although HipCamp does not like to really make that comparison, but it's Airbnb for campers. Way better though, in my opinion. HipCamp offers stays on private properties like ranches, farms, wineries, where you can either put a tent or an RV, or in some cases they offer their own unique lodgings. So prices can range from free to quite expensive depending on what you're looking for. On the app, it's best to create an account, and then the app will help you navigate and locate stays near you or where you plan to be. You just put in the dates, what kind of stay you're interested in, like tent sites, RV sites, lodging, whether or not it's pet friendly, and then it will populate with photos, availability, prices, and even reviews. You can create saved trip lists and communicate with your host this way too. Also leave reviews for the host, all on the app. I won't travel without it, and I've had some epic HipCamp stays. In fact, this summer I'm looking at a place that offers lodging in an old refurbished VW bus and a 1960s or 70s Cessna airplane. How cool is that? So definitely add HipCamp to your apps on your phone. Don't leave home without it. All right, number 3 app today is AllTrails. And this is likely not new to most of you. It's the gold standard hiking app, and it has both a free and a paid version. You can find hikes all across the US as well as abroad. So you search by location, and the app will provide lots of hikes in the area. You can use filters for everything from dog-friendly hikes to finding out the level of difficulty, to determining the conditions on the trail, how long the trail is, what the elevation of the trail is. There's a lot of information packed in there. There are also photos from users and lots of reviews. I find the reviews really to be the most helpful because they are very likely recent information about how things are on the trail, like even within the last week or so. People are really good about leaving reviews. So if it's muddy, or if it's snowy, or there's been a rock slide or whatever, people are going to tell you what it's like. And they're showing their pictures, so you get to see a lot of things ahead of time about the view or the waterfalls or whatever it is that you're looking for. They also provide on the app info about parking if necessary, cost if there might be one, if you're going into, like, let's say a state park or something like that. So everything you need to know is on the app. They now offer over 200 national park hiking guides on the app as well, which is pretty cool. So even if you're not planning on doing a lot of hiking, AllTrails can show you plenty of scenic options that might be really close to the road, like waterfalls or lakes or pullouts that have great views, or maybe you just walk 100 yards or 50 feet or whatever. A lot of those are included on the app as well. When you're on the trail, it has, I think this is super cool, it has its own built-in system, so it's walking with you and it's showing you where you are, where you've been, so there's no getting lost. And also, if you do take a wrong turn, you can see where the trail is well marked, and so you can find your way back. And that has saved me many times when I've just gone off the rails a little bit. You can create wish lists in advance too. So right now I think I have over 40 hikes on my Utah wish list for my road trip this summer. So that's pretty exciting. The free version really offers a lot. But if you want more features, the app is currently $35.99 for the year. Either way, I think it's an absolute must for road tripping, and if you're going to do any hiking at all, you have to have it on your phone. And I will say that the free version, again, it's pretty rich. So if, $35.99 doesn't feel like something you can do, you're not going to use it that much, then absolutely make sure you have the free version on your phone. Okay, number 4 is bring Fido. If you've ever traveled with a dog, or you ever are going to travel with your dog, you have to have the Bring Fido app. I've had it for years, and Lexi and I put it to good use on every trip we go to. The app itself has come a long way in the last few years, and it offers so much for dogs and for their humans. For starters, you can use it to find pet-friendly lodging. You can book directly through the site, sort of like hotels.com, for example. So they have this whole reservation engine that is within Bring Fido. And what's really cool is when you look at the details for a particular hotel, for example, it will tell you about the pet fees, it will tell you what size dogs are allowed, whether pets can be left in the room unattended, and then if they offer any fun dog amenities like dog bowls or blankets or beds, treats. I've found a lot of those throughout the years, and they include reviews from other doggy parents based on a 1 to 5 dog bone system. So it's all just really cute. Also, it goes way beyond pet-friendly stays. You can find restaurants, you can find special events, services like dog grooming, if you need a vet, pet resorts if you need someplace to leave your dog for a day, and also pet stores. There are restaurants that offer reviews of not just the people food, but also whatever they may offer for your dog. I've been to a restaurant that actually had an entire dog menu, including apps and desserts. I promise, it was pretty extensive. And she loved it. Finally, they have a pretty extensive blog that you can search by location. So, for example, if you're going to Yellowstone, or maybe you're looking for dog-friendly Airbnbs with fenced-in yards, whatever it is, they probably have written a blog about it, and they've got you covered. The app is cute and inviting and easy to use and free. So bring Fido. Put it on your phone. Finally, our last app is called Picture This. And I can just about guarantee you that you won't hear anyone else talk about this, especially related to travel. And it may seem a bit weird, but I love it, and I don't feel bad about paying for it. Again, it's called Picture This. I don't only use this on the road, so in fact, I use it quite a bit at home as well. It's a plant app. Yes, a plant app. Let me explain. This is what Picture This does, and then I'll tell you also why I love it. So you can take a photo of any plant, tree, flower, or weed, and the app's going to identify it for you. Once it's identified, it's going to tell you probably more than you'll ever want to know about that plant. If you're like, what the heck is this girl talking about, and why would I want that on a road trip? Well, honestly, you may not need it this badly if that's what you're thinking, but here's why you might. First of all, I get poison ivy in a big way. I know what it looks like, but there are other plants out there like sumac and poison oak, among others, and it can ruin my road trip just as easily as poison ivy, and I may not recognize all of them. So when I'm traveling far from home, I don't always know what I'm walking into or through when I'm hiking or camping. And let me just say, there's nothing worse than a campsite that's got poison ivy in it, and that has happened to me, and it's pretty awful. So that's the number one reason I take it with me. It will tell me if there are allergen warnings for any plant that I snap a photo of. The second reason is my dog, Lexi the Golden. She loves a good salad bar, aka any green growing plant. She will snack on all of it, and I want to know what the heck she may be into if it's not grass. So it will tell you if the plant is toxic to pets. So that's really key. The third reason I love it is that I am a garden, flower, plant person. I'm the girl that wants to know the name of that weird cactus or that tree or that funny looking flower. I'm too curious for my own good in many ways, and I want to know things like how old that tree stump is. It can actually read the rings on the stump. Or if something is a weed, Picture This can do all of that. Two other features that go beyond plants are really fun too. It now has a bird and an insect identifier. Again, all of this is photo driven. So the first one's fun. The second one's super helpful if you've had a spider bite, for example, or you want to know if that's a scorpion. Hopefully not, but I'm just saying. Now this one you do pay for. There is not a free version that I'm aware of. It's $29.99 a year, and I am happy to pay for it. Okay, so there you have it. Gas Buddy, HipCamp, AllTrails, Bring Fido, and Picture This. Those are 5 apps that I will not go road tripping without. I bet you're full of ideas now. Let this be a great start for you to pursue freedom and wonder on your road trip. And if that is something that you haven't given too much thought to and you feel like you need help, please, please, please download the Going Solo guide so that you can get started, and then I can walk through it all with you every step of the way. Lexi and I would love it if you subscribe to our channel, leave us a comment, tell us where you're going, tell us what you'd like to do, tell us an app that maybe I didn't include that you love, all of that. And I will see you, hopefully, on the road.